Hi guys, good morning. Today the topic is about sterilization and disinfection for Raaonline, and we would be talking in detail, in depth with this. Now, what is sterilization? A physical or a chemical process that completely destroys or removes all microbial life, including the spores. That is important. Even the spores are not left behind. That is sterilization. If you're killing and removing harmful microorganisms, you're not very worried about the spores, but you're not very worried about have you completely eradicated, eliminated, then that is disinfection. A disinfectant is an agent which does all that, either onto your object or to the surface. An antiseptic that destroys or inhibits the growth of a microorganism in or on a living tissue is antiseptic. Mechanisms or the techniques that are used to make sure that there are no pathogenic bacteria is called an aseptic technique. How do you do this sterilization? There are different ways, physical ways, chemical ways. Guys, be with me. It's a difficult topic, a very dry topic. I'm not going to be dwelling into the depth of each of the slide. The contents of the slide are there for you to have a look at them. But then I'm going to be talking more about the applicability and the things around it so that I'm not really reading through the slides, okay? Right. So, the physical techniques are heat, dry and moist heat, and radiation, UV light, which is mass sterilization, filtration technique also. So, heat is your Bunsen burner, wherein, any kind of, if you do an episectomy and you want to make sure that the gutta point that is there, that is pointing out, you want to make sure that that is completely sealing all the lateral or the apex canals, and you want to make sure that it is completely sterilized. Then you apply heat with a Bunsen burner with a plastic, heatable plastic instrument, okay? And you can use this for all sterilizing your bacterial loops and knives and all that. That is dry heat. The other example of the dry heat is this one, which is, it is quite a hot air oven, quite a very nice one. All your instruments can be used, okay? But an oven without a fan is very dangerous. Has an electric element, it is causing the heating to happen within the chamber, and it heats, okay? All your metals, glasswares, okay, oils, wax, powders, that items that are lacking water can be used in your hot air oven. Moist heat is what is normally used for killing your spores and for the maximum amount of sterilization that we use, okay? It acts by denaturing the proteins, coagulating and denaturing the proteins, okay? Boiling is quite common, which was used earlier, but now we have your autoclaves that is used. Tenderization is named after John Tender, lengthy process wherein the level of the sporulating bacteria that are left by a simple boiling water method are completely destroyed. It is, you boil the water typically for 20 minutes at atmospheric pressure, and you cool it and you incubate it, okay? Incubating for it and then boiling again, that is tenderization. The 3 incubation periods that are allowed, heat, the resistant spores are really taken care of, okay? Yeah. So they become very, so when they are reaching their growth stage, they are affected by that. All right. Now, pasteurization of milk, especially if you know, okay, all the viable pathogens that are there in a liquid, it just reduces the number of them. It does not completely eliminate them. So it uses heat, okay, to inactivate the harmful organisms in the milk. Does not sterilize it. It only reduces the pathogen content in it, okay. Temperature may be around 138 degrees centigrade for a fraction of a second. 71.7 degree for 15 to 20 seconds. Please remember all these numbers. That is very important when you're presenting in your viva or in your paper. Now, autoclaving is a gold standard for all your killing your spores, killing your bacteria, everything. It works under the same principle as a pressure cooker where water boils at increased atmospheric pressure. Autoclave is made of a double thick wall chamber within which the boiled water, which is the steam, is now circulating under pressure. So, it's saturated steam which is circulating under pressure, okay. The air in the chamber is evacuated and it is filled with the saturated steam. The chamber is closed tightly, so the steam entirely fills up the entire cavity and the pressure gradually rises, okay. Now, when it comes in contact with the surface of the material that is to be sterilized, it condenses and it releases the latent heat, okay, which adds to the already raised temperature of the steam within the system, and the microorganism and spores that are there on the surface of the material that you kept are affected and they are destroyed. The usual temperature is around 121 degrees centigrade at 15 psi. At exposure time of 15 to 20 minutes, okay. As and when you increase the temperature, the time duration can come down. You have also a temperature of 132 degrees centigrade. It's all there in your books. You can refer them. But then remember one, you must be able to say 121 degrees centigrade, 15 psi and 15 to 20 minutes. Do not make a mistake there. Temperature is greater than 100 degrees centigrade where the spores are killed. Condensation of the steam and providing a latent heat of condensation adds on to the process. It allows the steam to penetrate into the porous material that is kept, and then so the items should be steam permeable. You cannot use glass items. You cannot sterilize glass items by autoclave, okay. They must be steam permeable and cannot be used for items that are lacking water, okay?